rise in opposition to the amendment, and in particular, I really want to give a heartfelt thank you to the chairman of the Ways and Means Committee for his tackling of this issue and his generosity and humanity in sitting with me and hearing about the way that this issue affects my district. At the time, I handed him a list of the names of the young people under 25 who had been killed by youth violence in the city of Boston last year. And he speaks so eloquently about recognizing and seeing those young people, even though he may never actually physically see them. So I want to publicly thank him for that, and for the remarks of the previous speakers who also struggle with this issue in their district, or don't struggle with it in their district, but understand that, as the chairman said, we are a commonwealth, and when a young person is shot in Dorchester, we all bleed. And so I thank him for that, and for the Senate President for her leadership on this as well. As the lady from Leominster said, the summer months are upon us, and things are about to get much worse in all of the cities. And I understand that the gentleman from Gloucester has not questioned the nobility of the cause with this $10 million appropriation, for which I thank him. But I would say this in the defense of the way that this appropriation is structured. Several weeks ago, when the governor spoke at a press conference about the need for this funding, he very rightly and wisely talked about the need to be flexible and the need to be targeted on what the specific needs were of every different community that is struggling with the scourge of youth violence. And we may have, and I am a staunch supporter of the Shannon Grant program, as many of us around this chamber have been and will continue to be. But it is the case that we can't always, it is not always a public safety approach or a police-based approach that is going to solve the problem in a particular community. Sometimes it may be to do with the school system. Sometimes it may be more work is needed on substance abuse treatment and prevention. Sometimes it may be needed, the thing that may be needed most is work with parents to support parents in their work with young people, or it may be a faith-based approach. And we need to have that flexibility and get out of our silos, which is why I think this $10 million is well placed in a source that is flexible and can be targeted to the particular needs of a community, and recognize that one size does not fit all and one method does not fit all when it comes to addressing youth violence in our cities. But the solutions are known to us. Even though the needs, one size doesn't fit all and one method doesn't fit all, the different methods that work are highly known to us. And the point is well taken, that we should look at the solutions that we have in place, and we should put the money toward the things that we know work, which is what this appropriation would seek to do, but simply in a targeted and flexible way. So I hope that the amendment fails. And I would simply, just to put a face on this issue, leave you with a reading of the 38 young people only within the city of Boston, and of course this does affect so many other urban centers around the state. We were just in the city of Lowell for the state party convention a few weeks ago, where young people from the city of Lowell spoke so remarkably about the solutions they're putting into place on the front line from Teens Leading the Way in Lowell. The lady from Wilbraham has spoken about Springfield. We see this in Fitchburg. We see it in New Bedford, in Lawrence, Worcester, and again here in Boston. But just within the city of Boston, last year in 2010, we lost 38 young people under the age of 25. And I'm just going to read their names because I think it's important that we remember when we think about the incredible tragedy that has occurred in recent weeks in the city of Springfield. And we look at those pictures and we know that those people are our neighbors. And we all have responded with so much generosity of spirit, and that spirit of being in a commonwealth. And I am so thankful to the members of this body for extending that same spirit of commonwealth to the young people who are struggling with youth violence across the state. And I want to read their names so that we can think of them individually and personally. On January 4th, Courtney Thomas, 22, was killed. On February 10th of 2010, Daquan Gomez, 14. On February 27th, Ramon Daly, 22. On February 28th, Richard Bevins, 23. On March 1st, Judy Antonio Garcia Suazo, 22. On March 16th, Nathaniel Taylor, 22. On March 28th, Andrew Tavares, 17. On March 31st, Terrence Bonds, 20. On April 18th, Troy Knock, 22. April 30th, Bo Youngs, 22. May 7th, Cordell McAfee, 22. May 8th, Jaywan Martin, 14, who many of you have heard me speak about before. On May 20th, Jihad Waters, 24. May 22nd, Tanika Jones, 22. May 28th, Terrence Kelly, 18. May 30th, Nicholas Fomby Davis, 14. On May 31st, Ivil Brown, who was himself an activist and an organizer for youth jobs funding in our state budget, he was killed at the age of 17. On July 4th, Lamont Jones, 24. July 20th, Robert Fleming, 23. July 25th, Kenneth Rackley, 19. August 14th, Michael DeMaria, 23. On August 28th, Bashir Jamal Johnson, 23. On September 2nd, Eric Smith, 18. On September 6th, Jeremy Price, 18. September 7th, Hassani Andre, 18. September 15th, Curtis Jarvis, 21. September 28th, Ayanna Flannery. She was the mother who was killed in the Mattapan murders that we all heard so much about. Also on September 28th, her 2-year-old son, Amani Smith. Also on September 28th, Simba Martin. On that same day, Levon Washam Garrison, 22. On October 23rd, Luis Torres, 23. November 2nd, Richard Allen, 21. November 4th, Lloyd Payne, 18. November 7th, Emmanuel Lasaint, 17. November 9th, Nervin Charlotte, 19. November 22nd, Ariel Doom, 20. November 22nd, Janelle Cruz, 20. And on December 16th, an unnamed male at the age of 21 was killed. Mr. President, I hope this amendment does not